and he's here to share insights, tips and tricks, strategies for us to our community as a whole while we learn. So before we dive into the questions, let us know who this person is. So popularly known as 𝗚𝗂𝗲𝗊, is a passionate tech content creator dedicated to making technology accessible and engaging for everyone. With a knack for breaking down complex topics, he produces high-quality content videos and tutorials covering a wide range from the latest gadgets and softwares to in-depth reviews and tech tips. His content is geared towards tech enthusiasts and beginners alike, helping audiences stay up to date on the latest trends, learn practical skills, and make informed decisions on tech products. He is a go-to source for anyone looking to dive into the world of technology. It might also interest you to know that he has worked with renowned brands like Samsung, Meta, Techno, Google, and Binance, to mention just a few. In his free time, he likes to do nothing, and his close-up remarks for his content is, "We could talk more later, Charlie." But interestingly, we are talking now. Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome Emmanuel Fianko, all the way from Ghana. Welcome,
Thank you, thank
Emmanuel.
you, thank you,
You're welcome.
thank you. That was
Welcome
a lot.
to Hailers. Welcome to Hailers community. We love what you do and we're excited. And on this note, we would like you to share with us your story on how you ventured into tech content creation. Was it a dream, or you have wanted to do this all this while, or 𝗧𝗶𝗰 made you, or you decided to leave your 9 to 5 and go into tech content creation? Let us hear your story. Inspire us.
So, I'm going to learn a lot of Nigerian today. I think I heard Sapa. Well, what does it mean? I've always wanted to know what it means. Is it like hunger or like shege or something? I don't know. But yeah,
Let's use the word big.
yeah, but generally, it was due to a couple of factors. One of which is wanting to make money online and realizing that that was the only way I could make money online. That was the only feasible way I could make money online because the rest were too risky and technical for me. And the second one is, as much as I knew that that was how I could make money online, I needed a form of motivation, which happened to be a heartbreak. And the heartbreak gingered me to be consistent and create more content from there. And there was a final one, which was I was doing a 9 to 5. I am a quality control analyst. So I was working with Baltic Ghana. We're producing Hollandia yogurts here in Ghana. The yogurts and then the EVAP. I was in the lab making sure that the pH and everything was right. But eventually, the job was taking a toll on my life, so I had to quit. So when I quit the 9 to 5, I was still looking for other jobs, but I applied for like 3 or 4 jobs, and all of them were like not calling me back. I wasn't getting a response. The last one, I did an interview with them. I did like 3 or 4 interviews with them just for one role. I did like 4 interviews, and they dropped me on the fifth one. There was like a fifth and final one. They dropped me, and I was like, I am never, ever going to apply for a job now. So I remember that I have content that I make, and I know people make some decent amount of money from creating content. And again, in the beginning, one of the main reasons why I wanted to create content was, to make money out of it. So I decided to just take that seriously and then maybe focus on making it more lucrative, more fun, more educative, more valuable to see if I would reap from the content I was creating. So eventually I started taking it seriously. Lucky for me, I started working with Samsung then. So we had a chance to win a brand new Galaxy Z Flip 5, and then we sold it. So we sold that phone and then bought a camera from there and then used that camera to start making content. It was a risk I took to just make sure that the quality of my content was out there. Because if I'm being honest with you, people would consistently say that, oh, use what you have to produce content. But you notice a significant change in your audience when the quality of your content changes. you realize that people appreciate the content more and people get to see the content more. So that gingered me into wanting to improve the quality, working on my audio, patching things up, DIYing a lot of things just to make sure that I was producing the right content. So yeah, basically the reason why I went into it was one, I wanted to make money online, and it was one of the few ways that came up. Secondly, I got heartbroken, so I decided to take it seriously from there. Because when everybody's heartbroken, they decide to take life seriously. And then the third one was when I had to stop or quit my job because of health implications. And then not finding a job again just pushed me to go into full-time content creation. So yeah, that basically sums it up.
Wow. So that's really the short story, and it's stunning actually, because you talked of the heartbreak and not getting a job from when you lost the other one, and winning a Samsung phone and buying a camera. I mean, come on, that was a huge risk. I would say that's a blessing in disguise, you quitting your job. But this is not to tell you guys out there to go and quit your 9 to 5 when you don't have any other thing to do. Don't try it. Don't try that, please. Okay, now tech is constantly evolving, because what we know about tech 3 years, 4 years ago, it's not the same thing as now. How can one keep up as a talent, as a content creator, as an individual? How can one keep up in the constant evolving of tech?
Okay, so yeah, that's a nice question. I think that personally, right, if you're going into technology, I mean, again, I keep on using this example. We were using cathode ray tubes before we started using flat screens. We were using, yeah, we call them YAM phones here. These devices with keypads. We're using them before, and personally, I said, I'm never going to see, I don't see myself ever using a touch screen phone, because what if the screen spoils? It's going to be very bad, you know. But that was where we're going towards. That was the future of technology. So what happens is, for somebody to be ahead of their game, especially in technology, you need to make sure you are adapting as time moves on, right? There are courses, programs, there are online, seminars, there are webinars, there are communities, there are groups of people who are sharing information, keeping updates, and making sure that we are still up to date. I mean, it's just about you being disciplined enough to want to learn or want to try as much as possible to adapt to the trends that are falling in, right? You need to make sure that, there's this new trend, so far as it's good, and you think that this is going to be the future, because nobody ever thought of AI, right? We never really saw AI as how powerful it was until ChatGPT came into action. Then there was but then there were cameras, there were CCTV cameras. Our smartphones even had AI in them, but we weren't keen about it until we started hearing about ChatGPT, and then we were more keen and curious to know what ChatGPT was about, understand the future of AI, and then people have started getting into it. Now we have people who generally just learn about generative AI and then come and teach it. There are workplaces now that you can't go to work or you can't get a job there if you don't have the skill in generative AI, knowing how to prompt, knowing how to do stuff. So generally, I feel like the way to stay on top of your game in the world of tech is to just make sure that you're always on the bandwagon to learn. You learn, you upgrade yourself. There are courses on there, Coursera. Google even offers some courses from their Google Workspace. There are so many platforms that are offering free courses to most of these people. You can go on YouTube. I mean, YouTube is a free resource. You just go on there, learn and understand some of these things. Then make sure you are updated to the trends with most of these things that come with technology. So generally, that's how I can tell anyone who is willing to stay on top of their game when it comes to technology.
Wow, awesome. I think I remember vividly when BlackBerry was still in vogue, and then the touch screen came up, and I was like, no, I'm never going to use touch screen. It has to be a keypad so that I will know where to press. And what if exactly what you said? What if the screen breaks? What do I do? But now it's just I don't find it. I don't fancy all the stuff anymore. And of course, we'll have to continue to evolve and be on the train of the bandwagon to upskill ourselves in terms of tech and all whatnot.
Exactly.
Now, as a talent who decides to delve into content creation, because you're speaking to a bunch of talents here, what are the pros and cons?
Pros and cons of content creation, you mean?
Yes.
Is it the pros and cons of content creation? Sorry, I wanted to get the question for you.
Okay,
cool. So
content...
of course, yeah, sorry. So of course, there are pros and cons to everything. I'll start with the pros. There's money inside, right? Depends on what you're looking for or what you're looking at. You can make some cool cash out of it. Another thing about it is you learn. You realize that you as an individual begins to upscale, become better in doing what you're doing, and you end up having so many opportunities that upgrade you to a much more better standard. For instance, I've had such an amazing network of people that I never thought I'd be with. The last time I was invited to the British High Commission here in Ghana because I'm a content creator, and I got to meet the British High Commissioner. I think there were other dignitaries that were there. And this is one side of content that people don't really talk about, like the network, the opportunities, the kind of people you meet because of the work or what you're doing, right? Then there is the side that comes with being more confident. Someone like me was a very nervous person. I'm a very nervous person. I can be very anxious, and I didn't have confidence a lot when I was growing up. So I was mostly in my own corner, I was in my own circle. I wouldn't want to do a lot of things because I feel like I'm shy. I don't think I can do this. But when I started creating content, I didn't have a choice. I had to create content. I had to deliver videos, sit on the camera and speak to people. And now I find myself engaging. I find myself getting engaged with public speaking engagements. I go out to speak to people, meet new people again from there. So that's like one pro that comes with it. It's like more of a character building journey. You know, you begin to change as an individual. You begin to become a more better person if you're willing to learn. Now the cons, it becomes overwhelming sometimes, you know, especially when your audience is growing. People think you are there not doing anything, so they expect you to always pay attention to them with time, right? But like I'm talking to you now, I have to be somewhere else. I have to meet up with someone in the next couple of minutes. I'm doing something for MTN Ghana. So right after this, I have to make sure I do that and then finish it up. You know, so this is one side effect. But like someone like me, it's something I'm passionate about. I don't even see it as a side effect or as a con. Then there is the part where you have to make sure you're like extremely careful with everything you do. Because I mean, I don't see this as a con, but I feel like to some people they'll see it as a side effect because you were not doing this before. But now the kind of things you recommend to people, the kind of things you say, it could easily put you in trouble. You could easily find yourself in jail for probably recommending something bad to other people. So you need to be very careful with the kind of things you do. Another side is this is not a consistent, like I said, you can make money out of it, but you can easily go broke too as a content creator if you don't know where to put your money. Because it's not a consistent stream of income, right? There are ways to make it a consistent stream of income, but the people who are growing and not as big as the bigger creators out there, you might not earn a lot of money on a consistent basis. So you would want to like consistently make sure that you are creating some form of income to make sure that you're making the money that is. Hold on for me a minute, I beg you.
Well, I hope we're actually, getting value for the tips he's actually sharing. And I think for me, this is like a wake-up call, and the sincerity he has of, most people will be like, it's passion, I have the passion, start with what you have. But then you're hearing from a content creator who is over a decade in this game and is telling you, okay, it's not just about the passion, but the funds, the money you're making, the networking, which is very, very important. And he also talked about, mentioning meeting the British High Commissioner just a few days ago, and that's an awesome thing. So this is what being a talent and content creator does. Open doors if you are ready. Of course, I also know it's very challenging because you have to deal with procrastination and, oh, I will do this later or I will do that later. And we are hearing from the horse's mouth. And I hope you guys are actually getting value for this. And also, please do well to drop your questions in the comments section. We're waiting for you. All right, he's back.
Yeah, so sorry about that. I had
Yeah.
to give directions a little bit. But yeah, so yeah, that's one side. And I heard you say that some people say it's passion, but it's not passion, you know. I do have the passion for it, right? I do have passion to create content. But the one thing that gingered or triggered the passion was knowing that I could make money out of this, right? It also triggered me to like make money out of it. And then I realized that, oh, I mean, even though I have the passion to make um make content, I could leverage on that to make money. So why then don't I just combine both of them and then just do that at once? You know, so I did seven. So I I decided to just stick on that. So back on the phone, another thing is, you know, it's work. You have to do a lot of things at times. You need to make sure you are trying your best as much as you can. So it takes a toll on your energy as well. You have to be at multiple places at once. You know, there's that side effect. But to me, those are just the cons. And honestly speaking, they're not much of a con to me, honestly, because they come with a job. And if you're willing to like do it for full time, you need to get. I mean, there's a risk or there's a negative and bad side to everything. So you need to make sure you are in there trying your best and then adapting to it. So generally, those are the cons to me that come with it. I feel like with time as an individual, you get used to most of them and you probably don't even see that con. You mostly just look at the positive part. It's a very flourishing industry, to be very honest. The pros mostly outweigh the cons. The pros mostly outweigh the cons in my department.
Oh, okay, interesting. So you recently put out a document together for to help content creators rather, who are struggling with content creation. What inspired you to do this? And also, do you have any branding tips for relevant positioning as a content creator?
Okay, I think you have to ask the second question again. Let me take the first one first.
All
The reason why I did that was so I was working with a team that was trying to help people usher them into content creation. I've realized that it's more of a place where people want to go into. But I watched a couple of videos from people and I'm like, oh, I feel like this video could be better. You know, I see a couple of videos of people and I'm like, I think there could be a lot of work, or this needs a little touch, and then this video could just go viral, or this video could just go big. Of course, I'm also learning, not perfect, right? I have my downsides too, but from doing content for almost 8 or 7 years now, I've come to know a lot of things that I feel like I don't generally need to keep them to myself. I want to share it to other people. That's why I created that document to let people know about it. The grand scheme of things was to create a community or a network of people where we have this place where we go to, and then we all put our content there. We judge each other based on the content and what we can do, what we can't do, what we need to improve, and what we don't have to improve. Yes, so that was why I created that. And in the grand scheme of things, I'm looking at opening something like that to help people modify their content and make it better. That was the reason why I did that. Because I feel like there's a lot of people going into that field. There's a lot of people joining that bandwagon, and it's going to be very reasonable to help people make their content look much more better than it is now. Because to stand out now, you have to have some form of very solid form of content to put out there. Sorry, the next question is the second question.
All right. The next question is, do you have any branding tips in regarding relevance to be able to position yourself well for you to attract, collaborators and sponsors and all of that?
The basis of branding is personality. The basis of branding is personality. That is what I think. I might be wrong, but from my experience, being yourself, being who you are, and being true to how you deliver your content without having to pretend to be someone else. Because there are people who try to talk, act, and be like other people when creating content. You get me? They try to act like they are, they talk in a certain kind of way. They try to speak in a certain kind of accent. That doesn't genuinely bring the true self out. And that is the basis of branding. How you talk. The other part that comes with branding is probably getting, the graphical part, getting brand talent, a logo, an identity and stuff. But basically, at the basis, the whole foundation should be your personality, right? How you talk to people, the kind of videos you deliver, which is another one. You need to find a niche. I'm a tech content creator. People know me to create content around technology. So if you need anything related to technology content, they know that I'm going to 𝗚𝘂𝗲𝗀. There are lifestyle creators. There are food bloggers. That's the kind of identity they're giving to yourself. Then they brand themselves as the maybe one of the few food bloggers you can go to because of credibility. You have to make sure you don't just deliver any type of content or just anything random. There are people who just make content for the fact that they want to make content. They're not very detail-oriented with their content. They're not specific about what they want to deliver. There's little to no value in the content. There is no form of, how do I call it? Value that would cause engagement for people to say that, oh, I like this guy's content. I want to watch more of it, or go and come back to watch their content. All that brings up the branding. So you need to have a personality, one, and then make sure you're producing valuable content. You're able to produce valuable content after finding your niche. Then you can go ahead and start doing content that's related to trying to make people understand more, trying to make people laugh, trying to make people entertain. And then the branding comes in. The visual branding comes in. Probably having a signature, like I always say, we go talk more Charlie, or having the logo and all that identity in it. You can have a logo, you can have a flyer, you can have a banner, you can have the best font, all that visual appealing stuff, but you wouldn't have a good brand for yourself if your personality is not there. If you're not speaking as you should speak, if you're not delivering valuable content. So this is, to me, how you can brand yourself as a content creator or as anybody on the internet who is trying to make a brand for yourself.
Okay. Also, branding is key, and you have to be as real as possible and not doing copy and paste, because I wonder how you're also going to copy the person's voice and all of that. We have a question here from one of our members, and it says, what happens when the creativity flow is very low at a certain period? At a certain period, how do you get it back as a content creator?
When creativity is very low, you need to try as much as possible to take a break. At that point, your creativity is low because you're probably tired, you're exhausted, and burnout. Somebody will say, "Oh, I don't think burnout is a thing for creators because if you love what you're doing, you don't get burnt out." We're human beings. We have blood running through our systems, not oil. We always get tired. Creativity has a big toll on the mind. Like recently, I had my creative block, and it came with so many mental problems. I had to deal with a lot of issues that made me come back. Because the thing was getting bigger, and I was still trying to do everything on my own, right? So one thing, if you can't, you need to outsource things, right? When you hit that creative block, try and outsource things, take a break. Try and get other people around you who are willing to work with you, and then find a way to put them into your space and then let them help you while you are taking a break. If you take the break and you're okay, you'd realize that you feel more sharp-minded, you feel more energetic to come back and create the video. If you're not tired and are just low on creativity, that is why there is inspiration. I started creating my content through inspiration from people that I used to watch, right? So I saw a video of a guy who did this particular type of video, and I think that, oh, if I deliver this video in my own tone, my audience might like this. So let me go ahead and then just deliver it like how, not just like what he did, but like how I would deliver my video, and then deliver it in my own way to my audience. Because what are the odds? There's a high possibility that this particular person would have, sorry, there's a particular group of people or followers of mine who might have not seen this video. So through that inspiration, I could start making some videos. So try as much as possible to gain inspiration as well if you don't have the energy to be more creative. Inspiration helps a lot. Like go ahead and then watch other content creators, watch other people, watch more of people in your niche, talk to other people, try and find out what you can do to upgrade or update your content game. And trust me, in the end, you find a way. So first off, just take a break if you have to. You can have probably been tired. If you're not, just gain inspiration from someone, gain inspiration from somewhere, try and create content like they are doing. Do it in your way, but just like they are doing, because they are obviously doing something right. That's why they are at where they are now. So just follow up, joining on that, and then you should be good to go.
All right, awesome. That's a great insight there. You can always draw inspiration from every other content creator who you think is doing right. I mean, you have the over here speaking facts to us. Let's see if we have another question, and if we don't. Oh, someone is saying concurring to you and saying absolutely great job. Okay, so we have a tradition here in Hellas, and one of the main tradition is how we breathe. So in as much as you have your own sign out, which is we will talk more later, Charlie. Hellas has parts, and ours is we do this is I hail you. So I know you actually in your hand, so you can just hail us with one hand, and yes. So I hail you. That's how we hail here in Hellas. And we would love you to hail us before you step out.
So what do I do? So do I just say I hail you, or I should say something before?
Just say I hail you. That's all.
Okay. I hail
I hail
you.
you. Oh, okay. Okay.
So it's
Okay.
I hail you. Oh, okay.
Yes.
I hail you.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. We hail you. Okay. We also have another tradition where a raffle draw is it's been done to give two persons raffle draw. So you might just want to stick around. Who knows? We might just wait something from us. So Sam, if you're here, I'm ready. Let's have the raffle.
I have to win. I have to win.
he
All
has
right.
he has to.
I have to
Yeah,
All
win.
right, Sam.
it's a raffle for a special gift.
Okay.
Can everyone see my
No,
screen?
yeah, I can see your screen. This is nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can see the raffle.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. Of course,
Also,
we can see
if
it.
you don't see a name, let me know. But if everyone is here, I'll just go ahead and spin. All right. 𝗚𝘂𝗲𝗀𝗃.
𝗚𝘂𝗃𝗁. Okay. Congratulations, 𝗚𝘂𝗃𝗁. Reach out to Hailers to get your gift. Thank you guys for joining.
Oluchi has to give me a gift.
Yeah, it's two people actually. So 𝗚𝘂𝗃𝗁 and 𝗚𝘂𝗲𝗃.
Okay, 𝗚𝘂𝗃𝗁.
Congratulations.
No, Charlie, why are you not winning?
It's fair. It's fine. It's understandable. I'll win again some other time.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. 𝗚𝘂𝗃𝗁, congratulations. 𝗚𝘂𝗃𝗁, congratulations. You can reach out to Hailers on Instagram and have your raffle gift gifted to you. And to Emmanuel Fianko, aka Delphi, aka we will talk more later, Charlie. Thank you for speaking to us in our community, for sharing from the wealth of knowledge. And we would also like to always have you return here and talk to us. And also, Hailers is a platform, is a global platform for that matter that, like I said earlier, harnesses talent everywhere by bringing them to limelight and supporting their craft. And of course, you can include us in one of your giveaways anytime. Just remember, here that's 𝗧𝗏 community, and we go talk more later, Charlie. I hear you.
Hello.
Thank you guys for joining. We'll see you guys on another wonderful episode of Talent Talk with Everything. And for me and the crew, it is bye-bye.